Hi, beautiful souls out there. It's Infinite Love, your local hippie, or as most of y'all know me, Angelica, and that's okay too. I don't know what that was, but hi, beautiful souls. Today I wanted to talk very briefly, try to make it as brief as possible, on getting a positive experience or a positive effect from negativity. Now, where was I beginning at this subject? I tried this yesterday and I was interrupted and I just couldn't get it out there. So, so getting a positive effect out of negativity, we have to first remember really quickly that good and bad are concepts of the mind, and these definitions that we come to, define as such, good and bad, or whatever you're defining, is all a concept of the mind, and they a lot of times they stem from when we're children, when we're young, and we are getting all of this information and coming at us from an energetic level, from all different kinds of levels, from a physical level, but also an energetic level too. And we take things on from people, we take things on from our parents, energetically, or even beliefs, even if we're not conscious of it. If we didn't consciously take them on, sometimes we can take those on energetically or even psychically. We're not conscious of it, and this is kind of really goes to show how unconscious we are as beings right now, and we are waking up to all of that. So, these concepts are given to us when we're kids and when we're little, and when we are influenceable. You know what I mean. We are easily influenced, and we can take these things on. So we're given all this information by adults and family and our parents or guardians or whatever, family, whatever, and a lot of it we take on, and we don't realize that that's kind of how we indoctrinate our children, and how we ourselves are indoctrinated as children. And looking back, I can see, just my own experience. I was taught fear, 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 fear everything. And so I grew up very, very fearful and very scared to say anything, very afraid to express myself. And so you can see how when we're kids, and we don't even realize as adults doing it to kids, this is how unconscious we are. We're not realizing what was done to us, maybe, or maybe we are, so that makes us more conscious, right? So these concepts are concepts of the mind, and when you are old enough or you're conscious enough to say, "Hey, this isn't my belief. This is not what I like," you can redefine these types of definitions, or what you deem as good and what you deem as bad. Now, second, your level of perception, how you perceive the situation or the person coming at you, or their attitude, or whatever the circumstance is, your perception of it is key into how you experience something that society would deem as bad, or negative, as a positive, as something that will help you. Your level of perception and how you're perceiving it is very, very much key, because if you are perceiving it from an old, outdated belief, and you're saying, "Oh my God," if you are defining it as a negative thing, a negative situation, or whatever, you are going to create for yourself a negative effect for yourself. And so this is why understanding that these are really just concepts of our mind, and that your perception can change all of this around for you if you allow it. and you can actually start to define something as negative as something positive and something for your growth, and you can grow from it, and you can experience the benefit, of something positive. You don't have to experience something negative. And remember, keep in mind too that nothing in physical reality has a built-in meaning. It's you, the powerful creator of your reality, that gets to infuse all of those meanings and definitions and beliefs or whatever into your own life. And this is kind of the time that we're coming into, was we're becoming more empowered, we're becoming more conscious of what's really going on, what we do to indoctrinate our children, how we are indoctrinated as children when we're children, and we're coming to see really what is going on, like, in the human consciousness. You don't have to experience something negative. This is also a choice. Hey, what you doing? We have to remember also that if you are experiencing something negative, then you are choosing to. You can't experience anything that you are not agreeing to. Hey, so got my friend here. So you, what was I saying? You have the choice. You, as an empowered being, have every choice and every right, every freedom to not to choose to experience something, negative in a positive way. Now, one example I like to give is 9/11. Now, everybody knows, you might know by now, that you may think of me as a conspiracy theorist or whatever, conspiracy theorist. But if you look, number one, if you look and really do some research on all of these conspiracies, there's more truth than bullshit there, and you really have to research for yourself. I'll say that. But what was I talking about? Choosing. You can choose to experience positive, like I said, 9/11. Now, most people would deem that as a tragedy. I wouldn't call it that. I would call it a lot of things. I wouldn't necessarily call it a tragedy, because look at what came out of that aftermath, all of that yucky stuff. People started coming together in unity, and really started helping one another and caring more for one another and standing up for one another and being a more unified front. So we got that really amazing bit of effect, I guess, for lack of a better word right now, from it. We got that really, really beautiful effect from it. People started really rallying together and uniting with one another. And I think that's really, really beautiful. And, so I took that from it. There are things around that. I just research, that's all I'll say. And, but that's one thing that I chose to get from it, because I seen that and I was like, wow, that's really beautiful. And we have to realize that you are a very powerful creator of your reality, and we are waking up to this, and you have every right to change your level of perception and how you define things at any given minute. So feel free to, and even when you don't quite understand the negativity and you don't want to necessarily infuse it with immediately with a negative definition, you can also say something like, to the effect of, I don't know why right now, I can't really see the good in it, but I know it's there, and I know I can use this for positivity. I know I can use this for my growth. I know I can use this to infuse a positive meaning for my life. But I just can't see it right now. But I know that if I just give it time, I'll see it. And normally, really, that's actually a really good way energetically to make peace with where you are and not push up against some of that resistance that we might have, energetically speaking, when we carry around beliefs that aren't ours. Number one, we're being belief thieves. But number two, it can create resistance in the body, and that resistance disallows energy to flow in its most natural way throughout your body, and that is where we get sickness and illness and dis-ease in the body. That's where that manifests from. And this is why this is a test to how unconscious we are of, and these are my beliefs. You don't have to take them as word, but this is what I've discovered to be true. And, anything I say, don't take it as just truth. Just like I always say on my videos, you research for yourself and you go ahead and make your own conclusions, and because you know what works best for you. So, and sometimes we don't, so sometimes we do need to take those other beliefs on. I think that's sometimes why we take those beliefs on. We just need something to carry. But don't, have your own experiences out there and define for yourself what good and bad is. And, and if you ever are in a spot where you're feeling negativity, try to make some kind of amends with it, to kind of just kind of make peace with it, is basically what I'm saying. So you're not pushing up against that resistance. That's when, like I said, sickness and illness and dis-ease within the body can start to manifest, is because we carry around beliefs. And one thing I like to say, or give an example of here, is when somebody's gay. Like me, I'm bisexual, but I never said it growing up. I never said it growing up, like outright, been like, well, I'm bisexual. But when somebody maybe is gay and they know it, but they grew up with this strict religious dogma that says, being gay is not okay, or all this really weird, ignorant type of stuff that people tend to say out of, religious dogma. If somebody is carrying that around, those conflicting beliefs, like, I'm gay, I know I'm gay, but I'm trying to not be gay because God said, he'd smite me, or you know what I mean, these really ridiculous things. Energetically, we have to understand that those energies do not converge anywhere. They can't meet. They're completely, they create resistance, from just being your true, beautiful self, authentic self. And that's what might create disease in the body. That's the resistance building up, and we see those as come through as physical manifestations, as sickness or disease or illness. And this is why I think that it's not just, medicine that will make a person better. It's also getting spiritually in tuned in here, or just attune to yourself, to your higher self, and commune with that every day. And you decide for yourself where you are, and like I said, make these definitions and perceptions your own, and tweak it if you need to. You can do that. I think it's funny because the more I've learned, because people like to call us, humans, as creatures of habit, but really we shouldn't be, because when you develop a habit, it's great. It's develop a ritual. That's good and everything, but we tend to get stuck in those, and that stuckness is what stunts our growth, and we're no longer allowing ourselves to evolve to the next stage, the next natural stage for us. And I think that's also, we were creating resistance, and if we only just took time to meditate, or really took time to see how energy flows within our own body, and how we direct it at people, or we throw it at people, or whatever, it would make us a lot more conscious and a lot more understanding of what the hell we're doing on an energetic level to people when we tell them really ignorant and ugly things. But, you know, I just wanted to say that really quick. And you don't have to, this is a choice. Everything that you experience is a choice. You have to, what I was kind of saying earlier was, you have to agree to experience something. So if somebody's offending you, and you know their purpose is to offend you, and you're being offended, you're choosing to be offended. I know that sounds really, really weird and off, but that's how it is. You don't have to experience it. You could just laugh and be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, because it's like somebody, like if they're offending you, or if they're calling you out of your name or trying to insult you in some kind of way, they might as well just be calling you, you're a couch. What would you do if somebody called you a couch? You laugh probably hysterically at, what the hell are you talking about? But we choose to get offended because we're going along with that same thought process that they're dishing out at us. We don't have to accept that. And you don't have to accept that into your reality. You can just choose to be like, oh, well, you know, this person, you know, and nothing, if you really know, I can make a video on this, nothing is ever personal. You know, everybody is acting and saying things and believing and defining from their own level of consciousness. And if they haven't come into consciousness yet, I mean, we're conscious beings, obviously. We're always awake and aware. But to be truly aware and to be truly connected and to be truly tapped in and turned on into that really beautiful place where, you know, everything's connected and everything is just everything. You know that it's, you know, it's hogwash to really buy into whatever somebody else is trying to insult you with, or even take things personally. So anyway, this went a lot longer than I expected. That's what she said. And so I hope this helps, because I think it's when we really step back and take a broader perspectives for a deeper understanding, baby. That's infinite love. When we stop and take account of, and we just take a step back, we can really see these types of things, and I think they really do help us if we allow them. Sorry, there's a little bug on me. He's bugging me. Anyway, so infinite love to you guys. Hope this helped a lot, and thanks for watching. Lots of love. Peace.